What's up, everybody? Hey, it is Mike Widmer with the Expansion Real Estate Group. Happy Friday to you. Welcome to this month's edition to the monthly market update. Hope you guys all have an amazing end to your summer, enjoying these nice hot temps. The monsoons have been pretty interesting. I think most of our kids are back in school now, so we're back to our normal routines and moving on with life. So thank you guys for watching this, and let's kind of jump right into it today. I labeled the email this month, the good, the bad, the ugly. And we're going to kind of go through each one of those today. And so I'm going to start off a little bit different today. I'm not going to jump right into our normal chart, but today we're going to look at this, the good. This is actually, should be called the great. So we had a nice big drop in interest rates. I've been saying for the last last 2 years that the rates have been determining the market. And we had a nice drop off this last month. And you can see way up here back in the end of 2023, we were up at almost 8%, and now rates are back down to just under 6.5. So why did this happen? Well, last month, the Fed meeting, they basically have almost guaranteed that they're going to drop the Fed rate in September. It may be 0.25%, maybe 0.5%, we don't know, but I think across the board, they really do believe that they're going to drop the rates, and so the market kind of prices this into it. So if we can get a drop in September and we get another drop, a couple more drops before the end of the year and get this election out of the way, I think there's a really, really good chance we can see these rates continue to fall. Again, is 6.5 great? No, but it's not 8, but it's also not 3. I get that. But I think we're in the right direction. I think if we can get this rate somewhere around 5.5 to 5%, I think that will really spark the market, and this might be kind of the last half of the year and then kind of jump into 2025 and really kind of pick some steam up. So that's the good. That's actually the great part of the market. I'm excited for that. Let's jump into what I called the bad. It's not really bad. I'm using it in the terms of as far as stats go. The stats are down, okay? So here's our normal monthly market update chart, and at the end of the month, we start off last month at 102.6, and this month we dropped down to 99.6. So a 3-point drop in the market, not a huge deal, but what is kind of big about that one? Right there, remember what is that 100 mark? That's the difference between a seller's market and a buyer's market. So we have officially dropped into what's called a buyer's market. Really, it's a neutral market because it's so close, but we are below 100 for the first time in quite a while, since January 23. So almost a year and 8 months since we've been at this point in the market. So the market is pretty slow. Sales are still down. When we look at our daily chart here, you can see still that kind of constant trend downwards, and we've kind of been hovering here the last week or so, right around that 100 mark. And we'll kind of see what happens here. I really believe that with these rates coming down, there's a chance we could see some activity, and by next month we could actually maybe come up a little bit. But right now we are in a buyer's market. Today we're at 99.7, so it's actually 1/10 higher than where we started the month at, which is good news. Supply, again, stayed exactly the same. Last month we had 13,853 active single-family homes, and today we have 13,873. So literally a 20 home difference in that. So really, inventory staying exactly the same. Demand should start to pick up. I mentioned the rates. Good thing is like VA and FHA rates, which are like a lot of time first-time home buyers. Those are in the 5s already. 5.75 with good credit around there. So really good news there. But the stats are down a little bit. Home prices over the year. This is kind of interesting stats. So the median home price in July was $467,545. So that number is up 0.5% from last year at this time. So prices annually are up just 0.5%, pretty steady, but the prices are down 1.3% from last month. So we did have a little drop in average price from month to month. So we'll see what happens there. Again, with these rates coming down, maybe more activity, we could see that kind of level off and start to go back up, hopefully. So that's kind of what's going on with the market. So what is the ugly? The ugly is we're 9 days into our changes, right? I've been talking about this lawsuit forever. As of August 1st, the rules changed in Arizona. Okay, so as of August 1st, everything we've ever done in real estate is now different. I won't say never, but it's not going back to how it was, and it's gonna evolve over time. But 9 days in, What am I seeing? Confusion, and a lot of it. There's 18 forms in our real estate, basically the forms used, 18 that have been modified and changed, and there's 3 forms that are brand new that have never been used. And why is that a big deal, right? We're professionals, should know that. Well, here's why it's a big deal. There's 80,000 licensed people in Arizona. I think it's like 88,000. Some realtors, some real estate agents, and only about 40,000 of those are truly active. Some people just hold their license just to have it. And of those 40,000, again, probably 5,000 of us do the real business. But here's what we're seeing. I'm super grateful that my Keller Williams brokerage that I'm at, we've been training on this for months. I mean, literally months. And in the last really month since the forms came out, we've been every Tuesday and Thursday, we're in there training for a couple hours. So we know these forms. What we're seeing here is that most brokers, or a lot of brokerages out there, we're calling these agents to set up showings or talk about negotiations, and they don't even know what these forms are. They haven't heard of them yet. So that to me is super scary. Remember, some of you remember this, when the market crashed in 2008, because of the financing issues we had. That industry, the financing industry, went through a huge change. It was called TRID. And that just totally flip-flopped their entire industry. And they were a mess for a while, right? A couple of years. But now we would look back and say, hey, they're probably better off now than they were before that. So the change was good. I think it's going to be the same thing here in real estate. I don't think it's going to take us a couple of years to get through this. I think maybe 2 or 3 months. I think we'll kind of get in the swing of things. Things are going to change, right? There's still a lot of gray area in what's going to happen as far as like buyer broker compensation. Is the seller going to offer it? We can't publish it anymore, but are they going to offer it, or will it just be a negotiation in the contract? I think a lot of those things are going to change. There's some big brokerages out there that are saying they are absolutely just not going to offer it at all. They're making a rule for their brokerage. We don't offer it. Not saying they won't give it, but it's going to be asked for in the contract, not up front. Could be a good thing. I don't know. We're going to have some changes going around there. So as I've been saying in the last few months too, it's never been more important to have a knowledgeable, experienced realtor that belongs to a good brokerage, that's getting good training, because we're here to protect you. That is our job. And the people that are trained and know what's going on with these changes are going to do a better job for you, save you money, put more money in your pocket as a seller. All those things are super important. So I appreciate you guys. I'm always here for you. If you guys want to call and chat real estate, I'm always about that. I'd love to inform you and kind of go a little deeper on these things. So thank you guys. Have an amazing month, and we'll see you next month.